back to my channel. This is Jeenager Biz. So we're going to be talking about make money online scams, and I have a guest today who is going to be joining me in talking about make money online scam. A YouTuber here on YouTube. His name is Mr. Banks. So Mr. River Banks, and he's also my husband. So yeah, so let's talk about make money online scams. I know that you have had like different experiences from long time ago, and then it wasn't make money online scam, it was like Ponzi schemes, but like there are a lot of them that have moved from what it used to be in those days to coming online. Some promise cryptocurrencies, some promise a lot of things that end up being a scam. For instance, there's one that recently I saw some people complaining, crowd one. Okay, that's the latest one that people have lost money in. Probably I'm going to do another video, a different video about that. But let's talk about make money online scams. What have been your experience? What are things people should look out for before making investments in these platforms? Because sometimes people are not just aware. Do you understand?
Right,
yeah.
and you know, it is this ignorance that this guy prey on.
Exactly.
Actually, let me start by welcoming you to this channel once and again. And we're talking about online scams.
Yeah.
And all these schemes that people put together just to defraud people of their hard-earned money. Now, apart from the ignorance of people, the public, that these scammers prey on. Another thing is that it's actually an industry.
Yeah.
So it's not something that's going to go away in a jiffy. Truth of the matter is that the darknet, where you have a lot of scammers, a lot of fraudsters and people that are looking for how to fleece people of their money, is actually bigger than your normal internet. So what that what that means is that there are more bad guys in the world, than there are good guys. So, and that's why that should just raise your
heighten your
exactly your antenna, to know that 9 out of 10 opportunities may well be a scam.
Yeah.
Right. So if you approach opportunities on the internet with that mindset, there are a lot of bad deals that you will not be a part of. Right. Okay. So yeah, but these things have been around for a long time. The experience that I've had has been in the past 10, 15, and then 8-7 years thereabout.
Talk about your cryptocurrency experience.
Okay, so let me just first of all put a caveat to the fact that I believe in the blockchain technology, and I believe in cryptocurrency as a veritable alternative to money as we've come to know it. Right. And I believe in the Bitcoin vision, and what have you. However, like every good thing, there are always what you call the corrupted version. So a lot of fraudsters latched on the blockchain technology drive, and so they created all kinds of schemes. What readily comes to mind is what you call one coin, and then Swiss coin, and the billion coin, and what have you. Pretty much people who don't have anything to do with technology, who've just created fictitious companies, and built on a referral system just to fleece people of their money. And you see, I was a victim of a couple of those, because also this is what these guys bank on. They bank on the trust that you have with people that are going to introduce the opportunity to you. Yeah. That, personal touch. So, ordinarily, you probably wouldn't give it any thought, but for the person who brought it to you, who's probably a friend, who's a family member, who's a colleague in the office, or, a business partner, or what have you. So, and the people who create this scheme understand all of that, that this is what will give fuel, to this fire. And so they just set it up as, it's usually a referral system. Yeah. And there is really nothing that they are selling but the opportunity in itself. So yes, they built that on the fact that blockchain is thriving, and a lot of real coins like the Ethereum project, like you have
Yes.
I mean EOS, like you have Bitcoin itself and many other ones,
Cardano.
ADA, Cardano, and what have you. So, but guess what? It is in involving yourself in all this that you also must have a mindset of learning, because that's how I have come to be very vast, with all these things, to know and to be able to, just from a glance, separate the wheat from the chaff. Okay, yeah. So, but let's talk really about how do you identify, these scams. Now, it's pretty much the old game of due diligence. Once somebody presents you an opportunity, don't just take their word for it. No matter how unbelievable and incredible it sounds, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Right. So, but you want to first do your due diligence, and you want to check and find out who are the people behind the company. And usually the internet leaves trails. If you know what to look for and you know where to search. I recognize that a lot of people are neophyte when it comes to the use of the internet. All they know is just put a question on Google. Sometimes you even see how people are using the internet, and it's just funny. Some people are asking, is so a scam? As if Google is their big brother,
Well, what usually happens is that, like, a video like this will have that kind of title. So what happens is that Google will pull out those.
Yes, but guess what? The people who created the scam are smart enough to have created videos like this, to allay your fears and just to let you know that, in fact, you will see titles like, don't invest in until you watch this video. So you watch something that reinforces the fact that this is the best thing after sliced bread, and so you need to know what to look for. What's the credibility of the guy that is talking? It could just be a guy that's been hired out of Fiverr, who's been paid $5-10 to create a video, and then they just propagate that. I remember, and this is very, very heartbreaking for me, when we got into BitClub, which has turned out to be a big scam.
I did a video of our experience. I'm just going to put it somewhere, the card somewhere, so you can watch that video.
This should have been a red flag from get-go. Even though the guy that introduced me to BitClub is a friend, somebody I trust, and I know that if he knew that they were a scam, he probably wouldn't have even brought it to me. He wouldn't have gotten into it in the first place. Now, but you see, when I was doing my due diligence then, this should have been a red flag, and should have stopped me from going ahead, with that investment, is that I found out that one of the videos that they used on their own page was actually created by a guy on Fiverr. And so, I just felt, okay, well, even legitimate companies do that, and so what are the odds? But you see, once your mind, your intuition tells you, gives you a check, just trust your intuition, first of all, and watch it. But then again, the fear of missing out, FOMO, is really why a lot of people, still go ahead even when they have...
because they will have people who have genuine results.
Yeah, so again, and if you look at history, at, how schemes are created and designed, it's usually that they get to pay the first responders, who then become loyal ambassadors and use word of mouth and actual results. Now, it's not that they didn't put money and didn't get results. They actually got results, but it's just that they are the bait
for other people.
Do you understand? So you are coming, you are thinking, oh, I saw this guy, he put in $10,000, now he has $100,000. He even bought, a house from there, and you're like, no, it's real. But you don't know that, and you see, if you also look at the mathematics of it, it's usually a binary system or some other, network marketing,
type of system
where in the beginning it's a few people, but as these few people get to talk to, and they have a requirement of bringing, so let's say the normal binary is you come into a system and you've got to introduce two other people. Now, that may sound simple, but if you look at the mathematics of it, by the time it gets to, let's say, stage 7, you already have in the system 1,024 people for something that started with just one person. Now, 1,024 people, believe me, for most of these well-designed scams, that's just the beginning. You are thinking, oh, they have 1,024 people. Those guys, the 1,024 people are still bait. In some instances, 16,000 people are still bait. And so, because it's usually, and because it's the internet, they're able to scale, because it's basically technology. You just register with your email and you all of that, and then they make it very easy, and then they give you payment platforms, that sometimes
they even use Bitcoin.
Oh, of course. So sometimes they use even platforms where you cannot report, and then once your money is gone, it's gone. But the point we're trying to make, first of all, is that the fact that a lot of people seems to be getting results doesn't still make it real. Because those ones, are the bait that are being set up, to post as testimonials. Right. So and these guys usually are like the same set of guys. They've done it over and over again, and they understand the human psychology.
I want us to quickly talk about like our Yopsin experience.
Yeah, so Yopsin.
Because you know that when we joined Yopsin, like there were trails. There were people who had said that, oh, this guy is a scammer. This guy has done this before, but we just felt like, no, he's not going to scam in this one. But we found out that.
So then again, I have a little reservation, with the way the Yopsin opportunity had gone, because I personally felt that Yopsin, that is your own branded social network. I believe that it was way ahead of its time, because yes, the ulterior motive could have been that this guy wanted to really defraud people, but you see, they created a system that actually works. And how do I mean? Everybody's on Facebook, right? And that's like a centralized social network. And guess what? You that you're on Facebook, you're like the products being sold. Your attention has been sold to advertisers, and Facebook makes all the money. And Facebook shares nothing with you. Unlike YouTube, for instance, who after you've made a particular requirement, and then you get, begin to get some form of compensation for your creative inputs. Yeah, I mean, they are playing catch up. Even Steam It, was built on the same premise. Steam It and Steam Dollars and what have you is a blockchain platform, a social network where you get rewarded for your content that you created. So when Yopsin came with, quote and unquote, such predicate of rewarding you not for creating, right? It's not so much for creating, but for using. No. So yes, referring people is what we do on a daily basis. It's just a network marketing model rewards you for referring people. Facebook got this number of people that are using it now just because someone say, oh, are you on Facebook? I'm on Facebook. It's a very good place to catch up with, old friends and family and what have you. So referral is part of our humanity. We do it every now and then. In fact, most network marketers are able to get an inroad into you when they are conversing with you, when they tell you that all you've got to do is just refer, which you do anyways, on a daily basis. But this time around, when you do it for this particular product or this particular platform, you are rewarded for it.
I feel like...
So here is what I'm saying about the Yopsin issue. The Yopsin issue, even though there is a system that rewards you for referring people, there's actually a system that rewards you for playing the game, for instance, for using the product that they have already created.
But you have to pay like a huge amount to use those products.
So that's the entry fee, and you see, it is that entry fee in the long run that they were using to really run the system and cultivate people, because it's from that huge investment that they get to pay a stipend out, and then people will be like, oh, I got paid. In fact, it could even be that if, for instance, you have entered with a $600 investment,
but those
and all those small money you are making from using the games may just be part of your money. It's like, paying you from your own money or robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Doesn't make sense.
But then again, if you look at that system, it could have been salvaged. If, for instance, like you mentioned, you reduce the entrance fee, but guess what? You get the games to be so popular because, for instance, there are games that I still play once in a while, like the very popular, what's it called now? Candy Crush, which really doesn't pay me anything, but then I get, quote unquote addicted to it, tell somebody else about it who also plays it.
Yeah, but I
guess
feel
what? Who makes the money is Candy Crush itself.
Of course, but like for instance, like with Yopsin, you had to you pay an entry fee, but with most of these other games, you can buy in-app purchases, which Yopsin also had.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. So the Yopsin platform, believe me, the platform, not the people. Because then again, you see, the thing about character, and these are the things that makes up, for running businesses successfully and being, is it not only just competence, you also need character. Do you understand? So for Yopsin, as it turned out, they had competence, but there was no character. So so even though you had a great product, if the original intention was to defraud people, no matter how, it's going to end up defrauding people.
Okay, guys.
So okay, guys, I know we can talk about this all day long, but and I have really been able to help with just one hint, which is to do your due diligence. There are many other things that you can look for. Even sometimes some of the system builds are faulty in themselves, because when you run the numbers, you know that this is not just sustainable. How do you keep getting paid when this company does not have a product that is selling to people? And sometimes they have the product, but the product does not have utility, so it's not something that you use again and again. Some of these products are not perishable products. So the economics doesn't just sound right. How do people keep buying something that they are not using, or something that is not replenishable? So that doesn't work. Other things to look out for would also be things like where are they based? Some countries are just hotspot and flashpoint. Like, I probably would not even take anything that comes from Eastern Europe, for instance, Bulgaria, and even some other places that I know, that this gangster, use as havens, So, but again, let me say this: if you're going to be an investor and a successful one, you should not think so much about what you can make. You should always concern yourself about what you can lose, right? And when you set a threshold in your heart as to what you can lose, know fully well that you're already on your way, to gaining stuff. Because see, you're going to lose money anyways. So if you want to start with, I'm not going to lose money, in fact, that's when you are going to now eventually lose a lot of money.
Okay, guys, so thank you so much, guys. If you have any more questions about making money online, ask in the description box, so that you don't fall into scams and scammers and all of that. So I will see you in my next one. Bye.